You know, when world leaders talk in public, it's rarely just small talk. Every word is chosen for a reason. So today, we're going to deconstruct a really fascinating public message from a Russian leader to India's Prime Minister. Let's jump in and decode what's really being said here. Okay, so right off the bat, notice the language. The message is framed in these very personal terms. It doesn't start with some stuffy, formal title, but by calling the Prime Minister our friend. Now, that's not just protocol, right? It's a deliberate choice. It's meant to set a warm, personal tone for everything else that's about to come.
So, this begs the question, where does this friendship come from? Well, the message immediately grounds it in history. This is the first layer of this whole communication. It's all about emphasizing a deep, long-standing bond between the two nations. And listen to the words being used here: exclusively, trusting, and friendly. I mean, that's not accidental. That language suggests a relationship with, no major conflicts, no real distrust. It paints this picture of a partnership that's been uniquely stable and positive, one that's really stood the test of time. And this isn't something new, not by a long shot. The message makes a point of tracing these roots all the way back to the Soviet era. And referencing that is so crucial. It anchors the current relationship in decades of history. It's saying, hey, this is a legacy, not some temporary alliance. Now, this part is really clever. It presents the bond as being bigger than just the politicians. By claiming it's based on a nationwide consensus, the message is implying that the friendship is supported by the people, by everyday folks in both countries. That's a powerful way to frame the relationship as something natural, something deeply embedded. All right, so that historical foundation, that was the setup. Now the message pivots, and it gets to the real political core of the statement, praising what India is doing right now on the world stage. And did you catch this? The praise is directly tied to the current leadership. This isn't just a vague compliment to India as a country. It is a specific endorsement of the policies happening under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. It's a very direct, very personal nod of approval. And there it is. This is the political heart of the entire message. That phrase, absolutely independent sovereign policy, is such a powerful piece of diplomatic language. In a world full of alliances and, let's be honest, a ton of external pressure, this is a huge signal of respect. It's a validation of India's strategic autonomy. So we've gone from politics, and now the focus shifts to the economy. Because a strong, independent nation is often a prosperous one, right? And the message makes sure to put a spotlight on this part of India's success. The praise kicks off with this general but super positive observation. It's not just about political agreement, it's also about recognizing real, tangible success. This phrase, very good results, it's kind of the lead-in to a much more specific and, frankly, more impressive claim. And here is that claim. The message doesn't just say India is doing well, it says it's achieving the highest economic growth rates. Using a word like highest, that's a superlative. It's a really strong form of praise, and it's designed to make a big impact. This little phrase adds the critical context. India's growth isn't just being measured in a vacuum. No, it's being compared to all the other major global economies. This elevates the praise from just a nice compliment to an acknowledgement of India as a leading player on the world's economic stage. Okay, so what happens when we put all these pieces together? You've got the personal, the historical, the political, and the economic. What you get is this multi-layered diplomatic signal that is so much more than just a simple congratulations. So if you look at it all together, the message is working on 4 different levels. First, it reinforces that personal bond. Second, it affirms the deep history. Third, it publicly endorses India's independent foreign policy. And fourth, it applauds its world-leading economic growth. Each part just builds on the last, creating this really comprehensive and strategic statement of support. And that really leaves us with this final thought. When a world leader speaks like this, a message is being sent not just to the person they're talking to, but to the entire world. It makes you wonder about these public declarations, doesn't it? Are they just a simple courtesy, or is every single word a calculated move on the global chessboard?